Yes, my viewers, my subscribers, here with another video. Another video here, yeah man, them a talk about the war we are going on in Ukraine, you know. Yeah man, and we have also have another video when them a talk, tell you, man a teach you the sequence about life, you know. Yeah, the double helix, the DNA and all them things, you know. So I just want you guys to just check out the video them and let me know what you guys think in the comment section, alright?
You see every day how the world is falling apart with the different crises which we have to manage. And you can exchange in small circles ideas, you can take certain decisions, but it was so important to bring the global community, the global stakeholder community together in person again, because it's only the personal interaction which creates trust or which recreates trust.
Isn't the reality, though, that everything that Davos stands for is on the verge of failure? Give you an example. Number one, the war in Ukraine. All the idea of some sort of common views on a European way forward. Number two, China. Unilaterally shut down, everybody else is open. Number three, we're failing on our climate targets. So what's the purpose?
First, Davos never has been as important as it is now, particularly for the reasons you mentioned. We cannot prevent the war in Ukraine. We cannot take away COVID and so on, but we can create coordinated responses to those challenges. And that's what we are doing. And those challenges need the cooperation of business, civil society, and of course, mainly politics.
Right. So why didn't you invite Russians? Because if dialogue is so important, then wouldn't it have been better to have had those non-sanctioned Russians at the table?
You are right, but at the end, the decision what Russia will do depends on Putin. And you have seen Guterres, Macron, and so on trying to build a bridge. So the time is not yet ripe, but we are ready and we have announced it as soon as the time is ripe to offer our bridge building capabilities again.
The bridge building capabilities will be important, yes. But don't you need a moment of introspection to ask, how did it go so wrong? How did, Davos, and when I say Davos, I don't mean you personally, I mean the community, spent decades trying to bring Russia into the global community and be part of the global community, only for President Putin to literally go the opposite direction and start a war.
Yes, and we regret it, but if you look at global affairs, some certain developments go into the right direction, and even the Forum and even Davos cannot prevent that certain issues are not developing as we would like have them to do.
In that sense, it's going to be more difficult because we're also entering economic great difficulties, truly awful times. We've got inflation, the like of which we've not seen for 40 years.
Yes, we have, apart from all the political conflicts, we have a global economy which is out of balance. And what I want to highlight particularly here is the consequences. We may have little influence on how the central banks decide about the future policies, but we know that if we don't change course, we will have hundreds of millions of people falling back into poverty. We have tens of millions probably dying, possibly of hunger. So this is a misery and we have to address it. So to bring it at the forefront of our topics here, of our program, and to generate action, that's my intention.
There's never been a more important time and a more serious time for these talks to be taking place.
Yes, that's also reflected in the mood. I mean, it's the most consequential meeting which we ever had in the last 50 years, I would say. And the mood will be much more serious, much more concerned compared to the previous years. because we are at the turning point of history.
Guys, this is nuts. Watch this.
Sweet. Okay, so now, finally, someone's going to be talking about gematria. They're spoken two ways, gematria and gematria. You've come across something very powerful, and you need to understand there's many teachers out there that are going to teach this, and there's many teachers out there that aren't going to teach you the right way to understand it, and I need you to be very careful. So I'm going to show you something very powerful, and it's very, very, very important. You remember this moment. Okay, so I'm on my whiteboard, and I want to show you there's many forms of gematria you'll come across when you're studying it. The English Codex is the easiest because A through Z is simple to remember. How many letters are in the alphabet? 26. That's an important number. Why? God in gematria in the English Codex equals 26. When you use addition, it equals 26. You add up the letters, right? Right. So what's important about 26? Even though it shows us the language in the alphabet. You see the coincidence there? Interesting. But what's important about 26? 26 is 2 digits, right? 2 digits showing physical versus spiritual, right? This gets more interesting. 2 plus 6 equals 8. What's 8? What is 8? 8 is 2 zeros on top of each other, right? 8 shows the infinity, right? See that? I'm trying to look at my phone and this at the same time, trying to show you. But what else does it show you? The double helix of life. See it? See it? DNA. DNA in gematria, in reduction, which is a different form of the English Codex. That's the English Codex. There's another form. DNA equals 62. Tell me. What's the odds of that? It's important to understand that there's many teachers out there that will show you guys different synchronicities and different patterns and different... I've seen it all. And I've tried to reason with people. I've tried to talk to many different religious people about it, and you ain't getting through people's head. There's no point. I've come across the point to understand that when people charge money to teach this, it's the most known unknown. The most known unknown tool. When you know how to use it, you can see clearly.
The truth about stars. We've been lied to our entire lives. What are the odds that they removed certain books from the Bible that spoke about what stars actually are? Learn the truth once and for all. By the way, follow me on Twitter at FireOfTruth11.
Therefore, having heard this glorified the Lord God. And again I questioned the demons, saying, Tell me how you can ascend into heaven, being demons, and amidst the stars and the holy angels intermingle. And he answered, Just as things are fulfilled in heaven, so also on earth are fulfilled the types of all of them. For there are principalities, authorities, world rulers, and we demons fly about in the air, and we hear the voices of the heavenly beings and survey all powers as having no ground or basis on which to alight and rest. We lose strength and fall off like leaves from trees, and men, seeing us, imagine that the stars are falling from heaven. But it is not really so, King, but we fall because of our weakness, and because we have nowhere anything to lay hold of. And so we fall down like lightnings in the depth of night, and suddenly, and we set cities in flames and fire into fields. For the stars have firm foundations in the heaven, like the sun and the moon. Now, did you pay attention what that said right there? For the stars have firm foundations in the heaven, like the sun and moon, which means they can't fall. They are firmly put there for eternity. Stars do not fall. Demons fall, and I just showed you that in Scripture. It's really, really simple. You're being lied to about your whole reality, and I'm trying to teach you the real reality. It's time to wake up and quit believing these lies that these people have been feeding to you for centuries now. And what you got to ask yourself is, why all the books that were stripped from the Bible are the books that explain to us everything that's going on in the sky and what all these things are made and how they were made. And ain't it funny that all those are stripped from the Bible and the only information you are given about everything up in the sky and all around you now is given to you by NASA? These are not fallen stars. These are the demons, the evil spirits, bound here for eternity until a judgment day. Stars are angels, just as Scripture of Enoch says. And that is why it's called a falling star. And they even hide it in the intro of Paramount movies, the fallen angels descending on Mount Hermon. The Book of Enoch, Chapter 6.
Hey friends, hey. So I know that it's been radio silence and it's stressing everybody out. To be honest, it's been radio silence everywhere. Even the commander-in-chief of the military, Canada and US side, has been very quiet. I guess because their plan is their plan and we're on a need-to-know basis and we don't need to know right now. But what I can offer you is that I know that the military worldwide is being moved into position. They are ready and waiting for the go-ahead from the commander-in-chief. And so for all of those saying, you know, we've stocked up and we've prepared and nothing yet, it's coming. And trust me, you'll be grateful that you did go out and stock up and prepare. And if you haven't, I would encourage you to go and do that now because things are coming soon. Remember, patience is a virtue and this is war. So things change. You know, perhaps something was supposed to happen last week or the week before, but something transpired and they've had to move it back now. I also want to tell you that when things start happening, please don't panic. What you need to know is this is for the benefit of all of humanity. It's actually a very, very good thing. So I know for those uncertain or those who haven't done research or those that this information is brand new to, it can seem quite scary, but I'm promising you what comes after all of this is going to be so amazing. So if you're new to this information and you want to know more, go to the link in my bio. It's going to lead you to a page that's loaded in truth. I know many of you guys, my followers, have gone over there. I can see from some of the comments where you're saying, wow, there is a ton of information. So in the meantime, while we're all waiting, myself included, go to that page and learn what you can learn. Find out what you can find out. There's a lot of truth over there. So I just want to say, I know that we're all waiting and the radio silence is killing us. It's killing me too, because we're at the precipice of huge, huge, amazing change. Just be patient, love one another, and pray. When this all ends, it's going to be so beyond amazing. So with that, I'm wishing you guys a very awesome day. And if I don't make a video before Thursday, to those in the US, I'm wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving.
Hello, my people. Please share this video, like and follow me for more update. Now, this video you're about to see right now, try to understand what is going on in that meeting, in that confession. They are planning to reduce our population to 50%. You know what that means? The world is 9 billion in number, in population. They plan to reduce us to 50% or even take out 50%. You know what that means? That means only 5 billion people will be on this planet. There is no way this will succeed if you wake up. If you don't wake up, you fall for the tribe. Look, the only solution is find a way, hustle, make money, run to Africa. You, Africa, America, my brothers and sisters right there, start to think, start to wake up. You in Caribbean, anywhere you are in the world, start to think about Africa. The only place you can be safe is Africa. More than 2 billion years ago, Africa has been always attacked and Africa never go down. You know how many things they took from Africa, still Africa stand. You know how many world war they have had in this world, yet Africa still stand. You know how many slavery they have slaved Africa, still Africa never fall. Africa is the only way. Africa is the only way for survivor. Hustle. Watch this video and get back to me. You hear? Shameless people.
That it's not.
Again, maybe I will use an example. I think it's fascinating what's happening in this field right now. I mean, FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. So it is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that.
And we also make the commitment that every year, as we discover and bring to the US or to Europe or to the world new medicines, automatically those new medicines will be inserted into the offer of the portfolio that we will offer into these countries. I think that it's really a fulfillment of a dream that we had together with my leadership team when we started in 19. The first week we met in January of 19 in California, and to set up the goals for the next 5 years. And one of them was by 2023, we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today, this dream is becoming reality.
So it's really a purpose-driven...
basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
I think the world realized the value that the vibrant life sciences sector can bring to society. That was with the biotech company, but also reminded of us when we have these weapons in our these tools. We must find ways that they reach all and not only those that they can afford them.
If the reptilians are real, this guy is definitely one of them. Seriously, what is going on here?
We need to wake up America. We need to wake up an apathetic, sleeping society that is active in America today. There are approximately 4 million practicing Satanists in America today. This is the Illuminati/satanic movement in this country today. There are between 50 and 60,000 human sacrifices, according to 3 different sources. The satanic cults operate secretly. The satanic cults are, along with our covert criminal enterprise within the government, a serious threat to our society. The children are disappearing in this country at the rate of 83 per hour. That's over 700,000 children a year. The Reader's Digest claimed there were 100,000 children disappearing every year. There's another statistic that I find very interesting, and that is that it is estimated 2,500 children are kidnapped and murdered in this country every year. That's an unbelievable figure. Yet, the FBI refuses to investigate it.
From the fifth dimension, you have never reincarnated, actually, because you are everything. So from the point of view of the fifth dimension, actually, your only spirit is basically expressing itself in different timelines and different spaces. So actually, there was no past life because it's already happening. There's no future lives because they are already happening. So actually everything is happening in the fifth dimension. It's actually happening in a lower vibration, which is past, or a high vibration, which is future. So from the point of view of the fifth dimension, the spirit is just looking at a point, and you are just living that reality just by staring at it. From the point of view of the fourth dimension, the soul is traveling in these waves of time, so express itself in one point of those and live the experiences of that. So you can call that the life of your soul, like your soul is living a life. The energy of your ancestors, for example, are all your past lives. And maybe thousands of years ago, you were living in Africa and you remember a life in Africa and said, oh, I remember this life in Africa, but actually it was your grandmother living in Africa eventually, because at some point we were just a few humans. So in your cells, you have the memory of all of them, of everything that happened. By resonance, you can access to any human and any memory of this planet.